Good evening, thanks for joining us. The back and forth battle continues tonight in the SD61 saga. Members of the Greater Victoria School District's senior leadership team are now on leave, denying any wrongdoing. It all comes after the board made some major allegations of possible financial benefits. Corey Sidaway reports.
With back to school in just a week, suddenly most of Greater Victoria School District's senior leadership group is on medical leave.
For someone in a CEO position, a superintendent of schools, to book off like that is quite shockingly irresponsible in my view, and that they have thousands of employees, thousands of students heading back to school next week.
Longtime Vancouver School Board Chair Patty Backus says in many ways it's unprecedented. Senior leadership on leave as the school board makes allegations of a possible payout to one or more people who opposed its stance on school police liaison officers.
I would place the responsibility for this very messy situation in Victoria squarely at the feet of the Minister of Education.
In January 2025, the SD61 board was fired by the province during a dispute over the board's cancellation of the school police liaison program. The board fought that decision and won in court after text messages the province initially said didn't exist came to light between Victoria Police and the Deputy Minister of Education. Provincial lawyers withdrew their case, causing the board to be reinstated.
Guess what? The boss is back and looking at the records, and people get nervous. Was that the reason why people went on leave? I mean, that's a question I hope we get some answers to very soon.
In a statement today, the SD61 leadership team on leave tried to clear things up, saying they're not aware of any improper communications or financial transactions, and that they're on medical leave of their own accord, something that Backus says could serve another purpose.
It is a way to insulate yourself from potential termination. It's very hard to dismiss someone if they've gone on a leave.
The school district's execs also say they haven't been told that they're the target of any specific allegation. Vantage Police, the department with potential jurisdiction, told Tech News today no criminal report has been filed.
It's really a distraction that nobody wanted and nobody needed, and a good lesson in not meddling with locally elected bodies.
Backus says this costly, destabilizing school district saga lands squarely on the province, which said it could not comment on school district human resources matters.
BC Transit is warning of a possible disruption to service starting tomorrow as the union representing drivers escalates job action. Unifor has informed the company that it will begin an overtime ban tomorrow. Transit says it's expected to impact service, including trip cancellations and delays. Users are urged to check online before heading out. The bargaining process only applies to conventional transit operations and does not involve Victoria's Handy Dart service. Well, with 50% tariffs slamming BC's economy, marine workers are pushing BC ferries to buy local. It comes 1 year after the ferry operator ordered 4 new vessels from China. Stephen Chua reports.
As a new wave of tariffs from the U.S. take effect, a coalition of over 15 unions has a message.
We're calling on BC Ferries to meet this moment and build their next fleet in British Columbia.
If buying Canadian matters at grocery stores, it has to matter when BC Ferries spends billions on ships.
That's the stance being taken by the Build Them Here campaign, which represents over 7,000 marine industry workers. A year ago, BC Ferries announced 4 of its new vessels were being built in China. This raised some eyebrows from both Liberals and Conservatives on Parliament Hill, as BC Ferries received a $1 billion federal loan for new ships. But now, unions are urging more action to bring more shipbuilding back to Canada.
Our government is facing a tariff war that is exposing the weakness of over-reliance on other countries for our economic security. Rebuilding our shipbuilding industry has never been more important.
We can't change where these 4 ferries are being built, but we can decide where the next 4 will be.
BC Ferries says it actively sought Canadian builders for last year's purchase, but no one submitted a final proposal. The corporation says it couldn't wait for local shipbuilders to come forward while its current fleet ages beyond its useful lifetime. Unions, however, say they want our local industry to be prepared for the next time BC Ferries needs to build more ships. But a UBC transportation expert says buying local comes at a price.
Canada is not cost competitive with other countries with the mix of resources that they have to provide them competitively. We would pay through higher taxes, and we would pay from either higher subsidies or higher rates on using the ferries.
BC's Ministry of Transportation says it's supporting the local marine industry by collaborating with partners. The ministry says BC Ferries is anticipated to locally spend hundreds of millions in maintenance and refits for the 4 new boats.
Chilliwack MLA Aaliyah Warbus is the latest to leave the BC Conservative Party, becoming the 7th member of the Conservative caucus to go this month over concerns with the party's new leader. Here's Keir Junos.
Warbus says she was hoping for a guiding light to the party's future at a caucus meeting scheduled for Monday, but that meeting was canceled.
I was expecting to come back to updates about MLAs that have defected, about staff, and a strong direction that we will be moving towards to go into session. And I did not see any of those updates. And I just don't have the confidence in where this caucus is at right now.
She will sit as an independent MLA for now, not speculating if she'll join the BC Conservatives with a new leader or a new centrist party. Bruce Banman, now sitting as an independent MLA for Abbotsford South, is in a similar position, having left the caucus just a few days earlier.
I believe it has reached the point where she's made herself unelectable.
He says he still believes the Conservatives could form power, but says the party needs to get back to what the broader voter base is concerned about.
Carrie Lynn could have built bridges, and she chose not to. She surrounded herself by so-called conservative purists, whatever the heck that is.
Findlay will be running in a by-election in Abbotsford Mission in hope she'll win a seat in the legislature. Her office didn't respond to requests for comment before broadcast.
I guess we're going to find out in this Abbotsford Mission by-election whether or not she's electable or not. I suspect she's going to lose.
But the BC Conservative MLA for Kelowna Mission sees the by-election as the ultimate opportunity for Findlay to appeal to a broader electorate.
I believe that we have to be a broad coalition. We don't all think identically, but we do have an obligation as MLAs to try to make this work and to give her the opportunity.
An opportunity for Findlay to put it all on the table and prove herself.
Well, the federal Liberal Party has swept the 3 federal by-elections tonight. North Vancouver, Capilano, and Ontario's Beaches East York ridings were considered Liberal strongholds, but they also won the seat previously held by the Conservatives in Quebec's Chicoutimi-Lafoure. The wins ensure the Liberal government will hold on to its majority in a crucial test amid the U.S. trade war. Prime Minister Mark Carney is expected to call 6 more federal by-elections after a series of MP departures from the House of Commons. Well, the Comox Valley Regional District lifted the remaining water quality advisory stemming from a sewer leak in May. The leak at the Comox pump station prompted ongoing water and sediment testing in the affected area. With the advisory now lifted, all marine recreational activities can now resume. Well, a group in Campbell River held a rally today trying to stop a multi-family development proposed for the city's wetlands. They're determined to make it an election issue, but as Kendall Hansen reports, council might not get a say on the project.
Close to 50 people are out waving placards on South Alder Street in Campbell River and getting many honks from passing motorists. They're standing in front of a wetland property where West Urban Developments is planning to build 3 apartments with a total of 200 units.
The wetlands really need to be protected. For the fish and the wildlife, there's bears that roam in there.
The Save Sims Park Society had been hoping to quash the development with the province's Environmental Appeal Board, but recently learned that effort was denied. Now it's turning its attention to the city.
We are now taking our fight to the city, because as far as we know, the development permits have not been approved, and there's many reasons why they shouldn't be.
But Campbell River's Mayor Kermit Dahl says what many people don't realize is that council may not even get a say if West Urban's development fits within its zoning requirements.
Quite a few people have sent in emails requesting us to deny the development, but we don't get to deny something if it doesn't come in front of us.
And that appears to be exactly what's happening. In a statement, West Urban Development says it's taken extensive due diligence, including environmental, geotechnical, wetland, stormwater, and architectural assessments to mitigate concerns, and that it's been approved by the province. The company adds it's amending its plans and development application to eliminate the height variance and conform to the zoning regulations for the site.
There's a systemic problem in the province that the Water Sustainability Act and the Riparian Act do not act in concert. They don't seem to fit very well together.
But the Save Sims Park group isn't prepared to give up. Its petition, which it says has been signed by 1,500 people, calls on the province and city to stop the development of the properties and conserve them for future generations.
From loud construction to patio speakers, Victoria could soon have new rules over how much noise residents and businesses can make and when. A staff report heading to Committee of the Whole this week recommends Victoria repeal and replace its existing noise bylaw, which staff says has been difficult to interpret and enforce. Public consultation launched last year received more than 1,600 noise concerns. Staff want to distinguish between loud work and quiet work and change the hours when construction is allowed. We have a full article on our website at checknews.ca. Well, a popular Japanese retailer known for its mix of household goods, clothing, and food is coming to Victoria's Mayfair Shopping Centre. Muji is preparing to open a new store at the mall with multiple hiring events planned. Founded in Japan in 1980, Muji has more than 1,000 stores worldwide, including at Tawasen Mills. No opening date is set. Muji is an abbreviation of a Japanese phrase that translates to no brand quality goods. Well, a well-known Victoria footwear store is about to sell its final pair of shoes. Baggins Shoes opened in 1969, switching to an online model 2 years ago. And as Jordan Cunningham reports, the store is leaving behind quite a footprint.
It's as basic as it gets. Canvas meets rubber, laced up and out the door. And this classic is only available for a limited time. Baggins Shoes, the longtime purveyor of Converse timeless Chuck Taylors, Vans, and others, is closing for good.
Yeah, we get lots of stories. I've had already this morning good 5-10 emails of people just saying thanks for everything.
Tara Savartka bought into the business 13 years ago. You may recall a couple of years ago when Baggins closed its store on Johnson Street after 55 years downtown, partly due to an increase in their lease.
Oh my God, those are sweet.
Thanks.
But mostly because the foot traffic just wasn't there anymore.
We went from being, anywhere from a couple hundred people a day up to 1,000 people a day, down to maybe 50 to 100 on the weekdays especially.
They moved to an online model out of this warehouse in Vic West, which brings us to today, the first day of a pop-up, and everything must go.
Hi.
Everybody and their dog showed up for
shoes.
And basic shoes call for basic questions.
Like a pair of them? Yeah, I always get 2.
For many, change is in store.
I think almost all my shoes now are from Baggins.
Like any sale, people with massive feet or tiny ones will always find their size. Always remember it's free if you bring mom.
How much money did you spend today?
$0.
It's good to be a kid, right?
Yes.
University starts next week for Reagan, and she's opting for a classic.
Navy blue high top Converse.
You like my shoes?
They've never gone out of style.
I think it's just the simplicity of them.
Since the first model, designed by Charles Hollis Taylor himself, came out 94 years ago.
Converse started out as a rubber company. They made tires and then transitioned to footwear.
Tara's seen the design tweaked over the years, but in the end, it was always back to the classic. If the shoe fits,
they fit good.
But Tara no longer sees selling the world's most famous shoe as a fit.
It just kind of made sense to kind of walk away now while we were still happy instead of dragging it out till we were miserable.
She says change to Converse Canada's retail strategy will make these harder to find in the coming years, so it's a good thing they last.
I'm Ed Bain. Your full island forecast is on the way, but first, here's a look at weather around the world. Sunny and in the mid-20s for Sydney, Australia today. Budapest was sunny and hot at 33. And extreme heat in Italy as Sicily hit 39 degrees.
Weather around the world is brought to you by ComSense Cabinets. Designed for your space, built for your life.
Now is a great time to help you set goals to help you reach financial success.
Maybe you want to reach that success by making a few updates to your home.
Or anything else you've been dreaming of accomplishing.
A Capital Direct FlexiLine can get you there.
How would you use $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million?
For your best financial health, choose FlexiLine Fitness from Capital Direct.
Call us today.
CapitalDirect.ca.
Jenner's EV Takeover is on now. Start your EV journey from $16 a day with a Chevrolet Bolt EV. With over 100 EVs to choose from, we're your local EV destination. Jenner Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Old Island Highway.
Lucky Leon's is back. Everyone's a winner. Over $10 million worth of prizes and discounts available to be won. Win $5,000 in home furnishing makeover. Win furniture, mattress, and appliance giveaways. Sign up today. Leon's, now that's comfortable.
Take your comfort to new heights with Mountain Peak Heating and Cooling. With professional heat pump installs, dependable service, and in-house design, we are local experts keeping you comfortable through every season. Your home deserves comfort that steps above the rest. Mountain Peak Heating and Cooling.
What are you doing? I'm trying to reach this dust. Why don't you just use the Swiffer duster? This cleans in all the really tight places and all the really hot ones so you don't have to jump. Looks like you got into everything.
Canada has deployed 10 officials to Nepal to help locate Canadians still missing after devastating flash floods in the Himalayan border region. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says the team includes an RCMP officer and is working with local authorities. 30 Canadians and permanent residents remain unaccounted for, although officials say that number could change as more information becomes available. And a celebration meant to bring the Nepalese community together is being called off in BC because of the horrific situation back home. As Chattis Leo reports, organizers are now turning their attention to supporting people who are dealing with the disaster.
Tej celebrations in Nepal and across the world are filled with color and dancing. The Hindu festival celebrates culture, tradition, and sisterhood.
Lots of jewelries, traditional food, music, dance, laughter, socializing.
And while the time of prayer celebrates coming together, it's also traditionally, and this year tragically, a time to welcome the arrival of the monsoon season. With catastrophic flooding across Nepal, organizers didn't feel it was fitting to hold this year's celebrations.
People is really hurting, and I thought this is not a good moment, because if the country is crying, if the people is crying.
The Nepalese Society of Vancouver Island has now shifted its efforts to help the people of Nepal, turning this year's Tej into a fundraiser.
How much are you planning to raise instead to give?
Actually, we're working on it to raise around, our goal is $100,000. We're planning to connect all the different communities, lots of different people who can able to help us.
The Nepali Canadian Women's Society of BC canceled its celebrations, but have already seen a spike in goodwill.
Instead of getting refunded, people are adding more. I want to add more.
Canada has already contributed millions in humanitarian aid to help emergency relief efforts.
Could you give me sort of an update on how, yourself and Canada is working to try and help the people of Nepal during this difficult time?
I think the devastation is becoming more and more apparent as we go through the next last several days and the next few days. I want to thank the Government of Canada for its initial donation of $5 million.
So I try to, support as much I can.
Back on the island, Sharma has collected artisan products out of Nepal for years and hopes his new community comes together for his homeland.
Whatever we collected, we're going to send to the PMO fund in Nepal.
So while Tej celebrations may be on hold this year, the spirit of coming together is proving to be stronger than ever.
I'm Ed Bain. Here's your extended forecast. Pretty sizable frontal band starting to sweep in here for Tuesday, so rain is coming for the north, the west, and the central island, and showers for the south. So the mid portion of this week is going to be damp for everybody. Here's the North Island for the next 24 hours. You'll see some possible showers overnight, some afternoon rain kicking in for Tuesday at a 17-degree high. Rain again Wednesday, dry Thursday, some sunshine for Friday at 18 degrees, and then a mix followed by a cloud-filled Sunday, highs of 17 by then. On to the central island we go. Similar pattern here with the showers starting to move in sort of late day tomorrow afternoon. 20 for Tuesday's high, then falling to 16s and 17s in wet weather both Wednesday and Thursday. Periods of rain forecast for both of those days. It'll be short-lived. Friday, Saturday, back into a mix of sun and cloud. 21 for Saturday. Showers are resuming again on Sunday at 60% likelihood and a high of 19. And the South Island, if we get any showers, it'll be tomorrow afternoon, the chance about 30% for that. Showers will likely get in Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So we're looking at a showery Wednesday at 16 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures at 18 for Thursday, Friday, up to 20 on Saturday in a mix, and a slight shower chance again for Sunday at a high of 18.
The Canadian dollar with a lift to start the week. The TSX is down 283 and the Dow fell by 374. The Nasdaq also down 31 points. Gold falling 48.40 an ounce and oil climbing 236 to 85.76 a barrel.
Canada's best savings are back at the Bricks tent sale, starting with incredible 5-day deals. This Cortico sofa is just $8.99, and this queen bed is at its lowest price of the year, only $3.99. The Bricks, saving you more.
It's the Jeep 85 Years Celebration event. 85 years of daring to ask, what if? Like, what if we didn't sacrifice capabilities for comfort? Or what if nothing on the road ahead could hold us back? For decades, we've chased every what if. Why? Because we can. Right now, get up to $7,500 in total incentives on the 2026 Jeep Compass. Or get 0% financing up to 60 months on the 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Plus, eligible owners can get $1,850 in anniversary bonus cash on all Jeep models.
What can custom window coverings and closets do for you? What do you want? Custom window coverings and closets. Rafael & Brown Window Covering Center.
Hi, I'm the Sun, and my friends at Shift installed solar panels for Lisa here.
And I paid $0 for electricity on my last power bill.
Jump high five? When you think solar, think Shift. Get your free quote today.
At Cooper Pacific, you're investing with a local business committed to your community.
Gain access to local real estate investments right here in your backyard.
Built on experience, trust, and a lasting connection to the place we call home.
Visit cooperpacific.ca.
The mess never stops. Whenever stains strike, I strike back. So I stay alert, ready to safely remove them the first time. OxyClean, a force against stains.
Save up to 50% with Skip. Secure immediate return on fund investment.
That's it?
That's it. Low risk, high vibes.
That simple.
It's financials, not financials.
Did you go to school for that?
No, I just got Skip.
Oh.
Promise Valley Farm offers a little taste of farm life. Meet the cows, explore the farm store, and pour milk straight from the dispenser. Slow down for a moment and experience milk the way it should taste. Fresh from Promise Valley Farm.
Win this and you take over that ginormous piece of the floor.
No pressure.
The Floor premieres Sunday, September 13th on CHEK.
Frantic action again for the home side as they look for the equalizer. Gamoka!
Well, what a game on Sunday at Starlight Stadium in Langford. Pacific FC hosting the Halifax Wanderers, with PFC still looking for its first win of the season in their 18th match. And this was a high-scoring affair, and Halifax led 3-2 until the 85th minute. PFC free kick and Diego Connings in the right spot to put home the rebound, so that ties the game for the Tridents. Then in stoppage time, another free kick and another goal by Connings, this time on a perfect header, and after going 385 days without a victory, Pacific FC pulls out a 4-3 win on their home turf. They're back in action Saturday in Ottawa.
There's a nice chip up. Can Moya get there? It's back and it's in!
And the UVic Vikes men's soccer team are in the win column for the first time this season with a convincing 4-0 win over UBC Okanagan Saturday in Kelowna. Evan Larson and Felipe Morales Moya scored in the first half for Victoria, and Jag Zaharia notched a pair of goals late in the second half. Look at this zinger. Both the men's and women's Vikes will host Thompson Rivers University on Friday night. Friday will also be the season opener for the women's squad.
Another chance. Messi! There it is!
Lionel Messi has announced his retirement from international soccer after 21 years representing Argentina. The 39-year-old played in a record-tying 6 World Cups, winning in 2022 and led Argentina to this year's final, losing to Spain. He ends his international career as Argentina's all-time leading scorer with 125 goals, 21 in World Cup play. Messi will continue playing for Inter Miami in MLS.
Made some bad decisions. What happened in the first half is on me, and I think we just played cleaner football in the second half.
And quarterback Nathan Rourke not happy with his start yesterday in Ottawa, throwing 2 first-half interceptions, and the BC Lions trailed the winless Red Blacks 14-3 in the second quarter. But Rourke and the Lions more than made up for the slow start, with Xander Horvath scoring 4 times in a 45-24 win. The Lions 5th in a row. They're now 6-5, and now the Lions go to Montreal to face the Alouettes on Friday. The Owls are 6-0 at home this season. Alouettes coming off a loss at Winnipeg last week. Winnipeg and BC right now tied for 3rd in the West at 6-5. 2 points back of Saskatchewan, and the Bombers and Rough Riders have their Labor Day Classic coming up next weekend. That's our show. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night.
Authentic recipe.